Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to do another video. I'm having fun with these. If you caught the last one, thanks for coming back. I know it was a bit of a boring one. But today I wanted to sit down and discuss one of my goals in a little bit more depth. And that is my goal this year to create less waste. My wife and I have kind of decided that we were going to jump into this together this year, and she's here. Do you want to introduce yourself?
So my name's Stephanie. I guess I'm more well known as Alastora if you play games with me. I don't know. More people know me as Stephanie.
So what got us started into this? I think it was a lot of stuff. Probably one of the more significant things was some of the videos that you watch.
Mm-hmm. So, one of the makeup artists that I watch on YouTube, Raw Beauty Christie, started talking about how she wanted to live out more in the wilderness and things like that, and she mentioned Elsa Ray and how they live in her and Elsa and her significant other Baron live in a 13-foot scamp trailer full time. So I started watching their videos, and I got him hooked to them. Because they have to live in, or they don't have to, they choose to live in their 13-foot scamp trailer and go the nomad lifestyle. They do have to watch their waste and things like that. They only have a tiny trash can that they fill up and take into town, maybe once a week to throw away. If they have bottles or things like that, they do end up recycling them. Most of their produce that they get is fresh produce, so it has minimal waste. And they try to buy as organic as possible. And they even go into detail, because they have to live so minimalistically, they go into detail of their clothing. They wear Patagonia because it might be...
It's made of wool instead of cotton.
Yeah, it's breathable. It's stronger. It's gonna last longer. So even if it might cost more, because they don't have rent and utilities and things like that to pay for, they can spend it and actually...
It's because it's a higher quality, it lasts longer.
Well, and they have 5 pairs of clothes, if that.
Yeah, that's another thing that kind of got me into this mentality, was when we went to the landfill with your dad when they were moving.
Yeah, so my parents moved and they had a bunch of junk that they couldn't sell, so they took it to landfill.
The trip with your dad got me thinking about our waste because of the story that he told us about when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
And how they would drive up this hill that was basically like a liner for the dump, and they would drive up the hill, back up, and just push everything out into the dump, and then years later they just covered it all with dirt and stuff and just covered up the dump. It's kind of sad to think that all of that garbage made a hill, made a mountain, basically.
And it's just going to sit there.
And it's just going to sit there, and any plastic in there is never going to degrade, really. It's going to take hundreds of years for it to degrade. So that kind of got us thinking about, what we can do to make sure that we're not contributing to that. Because I don't want to, be preachy and tell other people, hey, this is the right way to do it, or this is the wrong way to do it. For me, it was just about, how do we not do that?
Mm-hmm.
How do we not add more to that? We looked at our lifestyle and all of the things that we throw away, and don't use, food items that we don't use that just get thrown away, and plastic and trash around the house that just kind of gets tossed out. And we were like, wow, this is a lot.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we live in an apartment that doesn't have a recycle bin.
Yeah.
For a couple years, we were bagging our recyclables and taking them to a recycling center. Which unfortunately just ended up not being worth it for us.
It kind of got to be a little bit cumbersome too, because we would store up probably like 6 months worth, because it wasn't worth going before then. We would store up like 6 months worth of recycling in our like, guest bedroom.
Yeah, and it would be like 30 plus bags of bottles, cans, and
30? No, like half that.
No, it was a lot the last time we took it.
Yeah, it was quite a bit, but it just wasn't feasible. I mean, we were basically hoarding garbage.
Yeah, we were hoarding garbage to get like $4. So that was kind of an eye opener for us. We stopped using plastic bottles for the most part.
We've switched to reusable bottles, and like one of the big things is like plastic, for single-use plastics.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though some people like religiously recycle their plastic, not all of it actually gets recycled. It's something like only 10% of recycled plastics actually get recycled.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of it it either sits around in a recycling center waiting for it to be recycled, or it's thrown away.
Yeah.
Into a landfill somewhere. So what are we trying to do going forward? Like I know we don't really have a specific goal in mind.
Well, because
just to see some sort of reduction in it.
Well, because we don't have a recycling bin here. We bought a new trash can.
Mm-hmm.
That's it fits 2 13-gallon trash bags
side by side.
So we have a recycling and a garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So our thought process here is to we have family dinner with back and forth between our families
once a week.
So we're planning on taking our recyclables there and using their recycling bin. That way, what we can recycle, we will recycle.
Mm. And then the old trash can, so that, we're not throwing it away. This is kind of one of the other things we're doing is we're going to give it to your sister who needs a new trash bin, so that it's being reused and being conscious of when we are done with something, can we reuse it by giving it to someone else instead of just throwing it away? And we've done a little bit of that in the past with like giving away clothes to Goodwill and stuff like that, and reusing raggedy shirts for like
cleaning
rags. But I think we can do more of that, and I think we're going to be more conscious of it in the future.
And then we're also trying to reduce our food waste. But even with our like imperfect produce boxes, we don't always eat the fruits or the veggies that I end up buying in it. So if we have something that's like it needs to get used, he'll do like, if we have a lot of veggies, he'll do a stir fry, and just kind of like throw everything in, or we'll do a stew or a soup where everything gets thrown in. I have a cat in my lap. We'll get a lot of apples, and if we don't go through them, I'll make them into applesauce. We've actually been doing that a lot the last like month or so, because we have the Instant Pot, so it's really easy to just peel them, chop it up, throw it in the Instant Pot, and like I have some going right now. So after the video's done, we'll have applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
We've been part of a produce delivery company called Imperfect Produce. So on a bi-weekly basis, we get fresh produce delivered to our door from farmers, I believe, that can't sell all of their product to stores because it has
something's wrong with
a scar on it, like a potato. It's
not
too
the right
big.
size.
It's too small. It's got a it's miscoded, or the code's cut off at some point. And there's nothing wrong with it. And it's frustrating to think that just because it's not a perfect size,
Yeah.
it can't be sold in stores.
Yeah. That it won't get used really because the stores don't want it, because it's got to be a perfect
carrot or potato or apple.
Yeah.
But it's a great company. Like I said, they deliver to your door. Nothing is hardly ever bagged. It's just free in the box that they take back the next time they come and deliver. And even if we have to go to the grocery store and buy our produce or something like that, and we have to bag it, like when we get our meats, we usually bag it. And even then, we've been kind of looking at the butcher shop more.
Mm-hmm. This is a pound of chicken from the butcher, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just paper.
Yeah.
That's just paper.
I think on the inside,
I think there's
it's
a
wrapped.
small film that they've wrapped it in, but you don't have that like styrofoam board that's on the bottom of the chicken.
With the juice catcher.
Yeah.
And then the chicken, and then it's wrapped in more plastic.
But focusing more on that when we go to the store, we're trying to focus on like buying things with glass containers or metal containers as opposed to plastic containers.
Or paper.
Well, yeah. Glass, metal, and paper being the best options. And trying to stay away from single-use plastics. Is there anything else that you want to add? I think that's, like, we've covered the most of it.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a process.
Yeah.
And I think we'll come back and do more videos on it in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be... We want to know, like, if you have any ideas for us on what we can do.
Other ways to reduce waste or recycle.
Let us know, because, I mean, we know that we want to be better at this. We just don't know how, I guess, in a way.
All of the ways how. We don't know all. We know some of the ways how, and we're working on those, but we don't know all of the ways how to, like, reduce it. So yeah, let us know if you enjoy these videos. All of them, my journeys or this one specifically.
Yeah.
Leave a like, please, and comment down below.
And we'll put we'll link Elsa Ray down below, and we'll also put Imperfect Produce down below.
So
if you guys
anyone
want
wants to check them out.
But yeah, just let us know if you liked it. I think we'll do this
probably once every other month, just to check in and let everybody know how we're doing, if we've slipped up
out,
or if we're doing better, or we found something new. That's it.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a grocery haul. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, please comment, like, and subscribe, please. And we'll see you later. Bye.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
I'll scooch over.
Whole damn couch.
Really? You're bringing a Coke? You're bringing a Coke in with you?
I was thirsty, but it's not to stop, is it?
No, it's not to stop.
Well, I guess I'm not drinking it right now. It's hot anyway. Okay, bye.
The sassy look she's got right now.
She's annoyed that I'm not laying down.
I know, but it's just like we're trying to do something and she's the one giving us a sassy look.
Mm-hmm.